To another edition of the SHIB Worldwide 50/50 Raffle. This is Will, your host of the SHIB 50/50 Raffle. We're going to get into today's session. I was trying to go on the computer, but it's giving me nothing but issues at the moment. Okay. So, yeah, this is Will, your host of the SHIB Worldwide 50/50 Raffle. And I was going to ask a question to everybody that's out there in YouTube land or watching TV, and you came across my podcast or my video, and you want to talk shop about cryptocurrency, and it's open to everybody. We do talk about SHIB 50/50 Raffle. Well, that's what we're here for, because we host these live events every single day for the raffle draw. We'll get into the analytics. I think we had 5 people yesterday on the analytics. Now, what we're trying to do, I don't know, what we're trying to do is promote the May 12th of this month to commemorate the day that Vladimir Putin burned 410 trillion SHIB 3 years ago. Okay. 4 years ago. 4 years ago. Can't count. 4 years ago when he burned 410 trillion SHIB. Now, there's a few things that happened when that burn went through. And I don't know how many people caught it, but according to the records, there's not a lot of people who caught that information. The reason why we say that is because at first there's a massive sell-off of SHIB, SHIB. So the massive sell-off for SHIB happened back in right after he burned the 410 trillion SHIB. That's what he was afraid of. It was going to sell off. People were going to sell off, and he needed it for a tax write-off. So what he did was he burned it, and he was kind of happy with it because it dropped 20 to 30%. And SHIB didn't rebound. It consolidated for a little bit. It did bounce back about 5 or 6%, but nothing massive. So what happened? August, it's first year anniversary commemorated, and it started to move higher. But it didn't get its legs until approximately the first week of September. And that's when SHIB shot up. Now, the volume picked up. I don't know how many people watched it, but SHIB shot up 72,000%. It made people that were invested $500, $200, $300, multimillionaires from their investment. And everybody's like, well, can it do the same again? Does it have that magic to do the exact same thing again? Here's the catch-22. And, you can thank God all you want. You can thank Jesus Christ for no one finding out. Because the truth is, this should never have happened, right? SHIB should have went up and up and up and up and up and up and up. More burns. It would have drove the price through the roof. It would have hit $2, $3, $5, $10, $20, $30 because of those burns. People didn't catch on, and you can bless them, thank them, and all the people who sold it, thank them, bless them. Same idea. Why? Because SHIB, the exchanges, made so much money that they were blindsided by what they had just created. And what they just created was a massive, massive wealth for themselves. SHIB shot up. It shut down just about every exchange that took them on. The amount of volume that they incorporated was insane. It shut down Robinhood twice. It caused them to shut down for 36 hours. Binance, what they did was amazing, because what they did was they took other servers that weren't as busy and designated them for SHIB. So they never shut down. Like, the amount of blip that they had was just blips on the radar screen because they were smart. What they did was they shut down the ones that were inactive to the ones that were active. So they made a lot of money because there was no shutdown whatsoever. Maybe a minute, but not enough to calculate to warrant anything. And to this day, SHIB still trades at approximately 100 and something trillion tokens a day. Nowhere near, that's like $400 million. Nowhere near the 5-6 billion it was trading back when they were burning it. It cost him roughly $600 million, and it wasn't even his money. He just burned SHIB, and it created Ethereum infinite. Really, it just snowballed Ethereum, because Ethereum was charging $300-$400 per transaction because they couldn't keep up with demand. It was that quick. It was that fast. They couldn't keep up with demand. So what happened? SHIB shot up like a bat out of hell. But everybody buying and selling on just quick. Buying and selling. The only ones making the money, a majority of the ones making the money, of course, are the exchanges. Because now all these millionaires are on there, and they don't care if they're taking a $20,000 bath or a $10,000 bath when you're up $300-$400 million, right? They don't care. It's like, wow. And then the government stepped in shortly after that saying anything in cryptocurrency is 50% tax deductible. Okay, so that's capital gains tax on majority of the countries of the world, because they see the money that's being generated, the wealth being generated, they want a piece of that big pie. None of the exchanges caught on to what SHIB did, even though they couldn't keep up with demand, even though they couldn't keep up with what was going on. They didn't understand that someone burned 410 trillion SHIB, basically half the supply gone, 41% of it turfed. What did SHIB do? Take off. Okay, few years later, 2023, 2023 August, the commemoration of 3 years, Shibarium is released. Shibarium shuts down. Shibarium's not ready. Shibarium shuts down. But it already said that they weren't going to use SHIB as its gas fees. Big mistake. Massive mistake. The reason why that is because the continuation of the burns would have increased their profits astronomically, because it would have gave them their blockchain, their layer 2 blockchain, that much more oomph on everybody buying and selling on their blockchain. That's exactly what they want in the first place. That would have created what? Massive 10,000, 10 billion, 10 million, 100 million transactions per day, not month. Making they just hit 1 billion. And how long did it take them to hit 1 billion? You'd be looking at over 5 to 6 billion in transactions a day, not 6 months, not a year in 6 months, a day. So they really dropped the bomb on this one. And they can blame themselves all they want. That's just the way it is. What else can we say about SHIB? That's the golden goose, is the exchanges, because they're the ones that make the money trading, buying and selling. Right? You buy it, you sell it. You buy it, you sell it, but you have to pay fees every time you buy and sell something. So there's a fee when someone buys it, there's a fee when someone sells it, but they make it either way. And they didn't reduce SHIB circulating supply either. They didn't keep up with the mandate. The mandate was, hey, you own the golden goose, you got to come up with a burn. You don't come up with a burn, those eggs are not going to, you're not going to see any eggs. You're going to hold the golden goose, but you're not going to see any eggs. So that's exactly what happened. Exactly. Every single time that they've done it, the exact same process. Shibarium burns 56 billion SHIB. What does it do? It doesn't rise right away. It falls. And then the development team say, see, it doesn't do anything. March, a month and a half later, SHIB takes off. And it takes off like a bird on fire. It takes off so fast that it goes up 7x. Did they burn any more SHIB? No. How much volume was created? Again, billions of dollars worth in transactions every single day. You don't learn from one mistake, you keep making the same mistake. expecting a different result. Well, the same thing happens every time you reduce the circulating supply, but you want to hold that goose. So here's the catch. How many exchanges are going to be watching this podcast? How many exchanges are going to start thinking to themselves, I want that golden goose? Because majority of all the trading that goes on, I'm the one who benefits the most because I own it. I should reap the rewards for burning it, or they're going to start burning it, trying to get a piece of the pie. But I want the biggest piece of the pie. So that's what's going to happen. It's going to start a bidding war. Now, is it going to be starting a bidding war with the people behind SHIB? No, that's not where the money is. The major part of the money is in the transaction fees. That's where the money is. That's where the exchanges make all their money. So if they can increase or decrease or subside, they can't do that with SHIB. SHIB's got no governing body. SHIB doesn't have a, come on, waiting for it, right? Not legal tender anywhere. So no one is in control of it except for the person that holds the majority of it. Now, who do we want to hold the majority of it? Well, it won't be one of us. We don't have that kind of money, right? BlackRock owns an enormous amount of SHIB. Crypto.com owns an enormous amount of SHIB. Binance owns a massive amount of SHIB. But is that on their, do they own it or is it just traded? Because trading it doesn't mean diddly in this game. Doesn't mean anything. You have to own it. It has to be sitting in your account. Because you don't care if they're the ones trading it and you're the one reducing it. Well, no, because you get paid either way. The grants for reducing SHIB circulating supply is by the governments that you do business in. So Binance does business in, I think, the most. Binance does, and that's why it's got such a huge market capitalization on it and a huge market cap on the exchanges, because it is operating in all the Europe nations, Russia, Germany, Greece, Bangladesh, Kazakhstan, Yemen, like most of Africa, Northern Africa, majority of it, Binance, even in Asia, Binance is in Asia. So like you're looking at population-wise, Binance is in the majority of the population of the world, roughly about 900 million possible investors that could be invested in SHIB. So, but how much of it do they actually own? I think when I looked at it, it was over 9 trillion. They need to up the ante if they want to take part in it, because 9 trillion from 589 trillion isn't enough to start substantiating a massive campaign to reduce SHIB circulating supply. Yes, you're going to get paid. Yes, you're going to make money. Yeah, but you want to make sure you're promoting it. And the other way they can do it is to promote SHIB5050raffle.com. Now, we are building a new website. Sorry that's taken so long, but we're trying to commemorate the 2021 Vladimir Putin burn of 410 trillion as our launch. We do SHIB correlations every single day, yes, but we would like to see ourselves start on the 12th of May this month to commemorate Ethereum, the 410 trillion burn. We want to do something similar by starting our massive burn, and was hoping that the word would get out to every single person to start paying attention to the channel and to the website so that we can make it very conglomerate and we can add 1 to 2, 3, 4 trillion SHIB being reduced in circulating supply. Now that also means that there would be 6 trillion SHIB total in ticket sales, tickets worth of sales, not ticket sales, right? So tickets, don't confuse the two. Okay, so 3 trillion would be sent to the reduction wallets, and we would have more than a few winners. I can't name it right off the top of my head, but last time I looked at it, when we had, when I had 1.98, there was 12 winners. So this would be 36 winners, right? We did 3 trillion. No, that would be wrong. We would have 24 winners. Sorry, 24 winners in that period of time. Yeah, what else is going on? There's not a lot. This is Saturday. Want to appreciate everybody that's coming in and saying hi and taking part in tonight's festivities. Normally, I got like a few hits on the channel already. I don't know why people are. Maybe they're relaxing or sleeping, or maybe both. Maybe they'll come on later and see how we're doing, see what's going on, see how things are progressing. I was going to do a poll on if you want to see SHIB, see the exchanges have a bidding war with SHIB. I think it's inevitable. I honestly do. I think it's inevitable that because SHIB's so inexpensive right now that it makes sense for them to start a bidding war to see who's going to take the top position. Because let's face it, if you have the Golden Goose, you want to make sure that you reap the rewards of all the golden eggs. So, and then they have to relinquish theirs or try and force everybody to sell their SHIB. So there's going to be a lot of scrutiny over SHIB in the next little while. There's going to be some panic, trying to get people to panic sell it, because they wouldn't want to pay top dollar for it, but they want majority of it. The only way they can get majority of it is to put absolute fear into people, because now they realize what they're missing out on, and every single one of them are missing out on it, especially Ethereum. And I thought for sure that Ethereum would have caught on. I've been trying to get after them about this a few months ago, before I even started the raffle draw. I've been talking about the raffle draw for over 2 years about starting it, but I wasn't getting the hits that I needed to start it. And a lot of people, I'm pretty sure, were fearful, saying you can't start a 50-50 raffle anywhere in the world. You can start it in your backyard, your city, your country, your province, but you can't start a worldwide 50-50 raffle. It's against the law. First of all, SHIB isn't legal tender anywhere. So as long as everything stays in SHIB, there isn't a problem. Second, the other thing is, SHIB has got zero governance. So who are you going to ask permission to start? Who are you going to pay? I have to pay every investor to start a SHIB 50-50. How ridiculous is that? Do you guys not like to see reductions in SHIB circulating supply? Absolutely. I want to see my money exponentially grow every single time. Exactly. So reducing the supply does two things in a raffle. It tells people, hey, you want to take part in the raffle? You have to own SHIB. You want to reap the rewards of the Golden Goose? You gotta own it. Right? You're taking the little pieces of the pie. No, now, because of the raffle, you're a major player in the game. You're a major player in the game. Now, you don't have the same credentials as an exchange does. Absolutely. But now, we're the ones reducing the circulating supply of SHIB. They're not. They're reaping the benefits of it too. It's because they don't have to do anything. All they got to do is promote. Tell everybody about the raffle. Tell them it's legit. Tell them it's not a hoax. It's actually 1,000% legit. That's all they got to say. Boom, 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 and we're done. We make money. Everybody wins in this raffle. Nobody's left out. Constantly adding value to your dollar every single day. That's what we're all about. That's what SHIB's all about. And that's where it's coming into effect from every single place, so that everybody can benefit from it. No word of a lie. Thank you so much, and have a great, wonderful night, everybody. This was Will, your host, saying it's a pleasure to serve and be a service to every single person on the planet. I think it's great. Pre-recorded. Hey, Trash. Massive love, shout out to you, brother. Where are you from? Trash Channel 1970. It's an interesting title for your channel. Yeah, massive love, shout out to you, brother. Or whoever you are. I was about to call it a night, Trash. only because I was getting, I thought that people were going to come on later, check out the channel later, see what's going on. It's good to see you. It's an absolute pleasure to, talking to you, checking out what's going on in the world, seeing how it affects your cryptocurrency endeavors, or you're just in here to make money. Either way, it works for me. We're all in it to make money. All right. Well, thank you so much for coming. I'm going to call it a night, and God bless each and every one of you, and have a great rest of your night or day, or good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night from wherever you are in the world. God bless each and every one of you. Jesus loves you. I want to make sure we do a massive shout out, and we don't do prayer expeditions, and we try not to get into what is it that everybody likes to call it, predictions. You can't predict SHIB. It's just impossible to predict SHIB. There's too many variables at play that could happen tomorrow, tonight, next month, next year. Is just too many variables, and the fact that it's taken this long, is an absolute miracle. Absolute miracle. Period. I'm not gonna, it's that simple. It's just absolute miracle that everybody can buy it at this price, which is ridiculous. It's awesome for those that can buy it. It's bad for those that are selling it. I'm sorry, but that's just the way it is. You don't see the benefits of it. I'm very, very sorry, but we've been broadcasting this. No one's been telling you about the broadcasts. No one's been sharing this information with you. I'm very, very sorry. This information is available to you. I got over 300 videos. I just started recording every single day for last since October on it. Trying to enhance everybody's knowledge base on it. So if you haven't seen it, that's a miracle too. But it's not a miracle because it doesn't have any volume to it on these videos. Anyway, thank you so much. Have a great, wonderful night, everybody. Cheers, and God bless each and every one of you.